Good night, Royals. How are you? Happy Tuesday. Now what's Ro gonna say?
Right. Hi, everybody.
Oh my gosh. Hold on, I'm getting feedback. Okay. You know we gotta watch the comments. Okay. So tonight we have an amazing topic. Let me just tell you how this topic started.
I didn't get to say Happy Tuesday. I wanted to say Happy Thursday Tuesday.
I'm about to
tonight. Happy Thirsty Tuesday.
Y'all know this is why my show, our show is my favorite shows. Let me tell you why. And this person that just went viral, it proves everything we've been saying. I'm telling you, I'm a for real brand strategist. I need you to know that people have these jobs at their regular job. Anyway, we're gonna have our co-host properly introduce herself, and then we'll get started.
Right. Hi everybody, it's Rose and Happy Thursday. I can't even say it. Thirsty Tuesday. Thirsty Tuesday.
Y'all, we are delirious. Okay, let me just tell you. First of all, I haven't slept in 2 days. Okay, I just want to throw that out there because
up since 4. Look,
I'm just saying the life of a real life person. I'm just telling you. So I will give an update on my Wegovy. Y'all can see my collarbone. I'll give you an update on Thursday because tonight I want to talk about other stuff. So actually, no, I'll start giving the updates when I do my lunchtime lives every day at 12 while I'm at my desk. I'll give it then so that you guys can know my updates. But for tonight, let me tell you, the hot topic, I'll start with that. It's a judge that's about 157. And that poor man, they have to get blood tests done on the sons to find out if the sons can help somebody. Well, lo and behold,
real.
those ain't his sons. On top of not being his sons, he's like, they're F-ups. I knew it was something different, blah, 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 blah.
Look, I knew it wasn't my bloodline.
I thought it was the mama. Oh, baby, let me tell you. So first of all, that is horrible because that then means this man does not have any children and the only two that he have clearly took after whoever his daddy is, as the judge said. Right. Now he has to go back and take their names off of his stuff. He still takes care of them in their adulthood, probably because they're, the sons that are not doing well and you're trying to cover for it. But he is also going to file divorce paperwork on his wife. What do you think about that, Ro?
He should. Like he said in that video, all men should get DNA tests. If you got a gut feeling, just like women have gut feeling, if you have a gut feeling that that's not your child, you need to get a DNA test while they a baby, just so you won't get attached or this don't happen to you. Like if the mom want to feel offended, then feel offended. But if you have doubts, not just being the scandalous man and be like, oh no, this ain't my baby. But if you really have doubts that that's not your child, you need to do that when they're a baby, while they still in the hospital. Do that DNA test. I don't feel like he doing nothing wrong. He should do that. And I feel like he should go after the mama to get child support and the kids' daddies. But in all actuality, the daddies don't even know that they...
What if they didn't know?
Yeah, that I don't know how I feel about that. But she should have to pay something for that. She should, whatever she got, which she probably was living off of him, so she probably don't have nothing. But I feel like
I think it should be a crime.
Off my will and everything, even though that's kind of scandalous because you do still feel like them was your kids, you didn't raise them.
But he don't. That's the thing. They give him a lot of problems.
Yeah, get him off.
I mean, would you want that to be your legacy? You got to think too with the father. Those are his two sons, and as a judge, I'm pretty sure like if they messing up like that, because he said it with like disappointment and disgust almost, like I knew something was off. Oh Lord, I need to switch phones. I knew something was off because this don't make sense, blah, blah, blah. And then come to find out he wasn't wrong. Give me 1 second, guys. I'm sorry.
Well, I'll talk, you guys. Oh, look, I'm like, I'll talk. This is some chocolate wine that is really good, y'all. So you should try it. So look, I'm like, oh, this is some chocolate wine that is really good, y'all.
No, you can still talk.
Oh, I back that. So this is chocolate wine. It's really big, 88%.
You can still talk.
Oh, I died. It's very powerful. But it's really good. And I'm like a chocolate. I love that wine. So I'll get it right at Aldi. Very good. It's like $8.99. That's it.
What do I have tonight? I got Stella Peach. So let me tell you, this is why when we was talking, I think a couple weeks ago, about the way that things should go so that this kind of stuff doesn't happen, we was talking about people needing to get DNA tests as a part of the birthing process so that you know right from the very beginning who the child belongs to. More importantly than who the child belongs to. You hear feedback? I don't know. What about now?
Let me see.
You hear feedback?
Let me see. Yep.
Nothing is on. Yeah, nothing is on. Okay. Hold on 1 second, bro. Talk to the people.
Okay. So I was just telling y'all about my wine. This is it again. If y'all ever want to try some chocolate wine, let me know. It's very good. But other than me being on the internet all day like it was an audiobook, how was you guys Tuesday? Was it raining where you guys are at? How was the weather? Let me know in the chat. How was your rainy day? And what did y'all do today? I had a lot of stuff. It still is.
Boom.
Let me see.
How is it now?
Now it's perfect.
It's better?
Mm-hmm.
Perfect. Okay. So, of course, this would mess up now. This is what happens when you've been on there watching stuff all daggone day.
Right.
So, let me tell you. So, with the DNA test, I'll finish that out. So, I do think that it should be a part of the birthing process. That way, people will not have children. And then when something medical happens, you can't get the help that you need for your children. That's why I think it's more important, actually, because if all the tests that you do during birth is for the health of the child, how do you leave out the most important factor, which is the father?
Right.
That literally makes no sense why you would do that. But I think that they
said that you had to find out that way. Just
after all
thinking his brother didn't need that, he would have just went to his grave thinking that he had some raggedy kids.
Right. And wondering, what have I done wrong? Why are they not better? And I'm sure as a judge, we don't know what kind of judge he is. But when you hold a certain position, especially as a Caucasian man, they're looking to you for your pedigree. They're looking to you for your lineage to actually be of value. And it sounds like neither one of them were. And that's not fair to him. And that woman knew.
Not
she
at
didn't
all.
have just one, two, girl.
And neither one of them, like,
you know, she knew. That don't make no damn sense.
Yeah, she knew.
I think she did, because back then
was a punk. He was a punk, and she knew that he wasn't gonna really look into it. She had to.
Or maybe their families put him together because of their age. Maybe their families put him together, or it was because it was back during that time. Y'all, I promise I'm gonna get that alarm fixed. I got the battery. I promise I will. But yes, I just don't understand it. But what I do understand is Reesa done took over the damn internet, child. Let me tell you. First and fourth, fifth, plus the punchline, plus jumping in the river with no life jacket and being able to backstroke calmly. When we talk about telling your story with a purpose,
I don't even think she knew it was gonna take off like this. But a story that good and the way she tells the story, like
With a purpose. It ain't
girl,
raggedy. It is detailed. She
yes.
intentionally left out the pieces that she wanted to leave out, but the story was still cohesive. She did not attack. She did
Even
not.
kept a secret, which I wouldn't have. I probably would have aired him out.
She didn't play the victim. She took
Oh, didn't.
accountability.
Oh,
She told
didn't.
the truth. Baby, she crossed off every motherfucking Aquarius checkbox there is.
Girl,
I'm
she
just
sure
going,
did. Soon as I found
baby,
out she was an Aquarius, I said, okay, that's why he got all them chances.
boom.
I knew it.
But
I
when
was
they
like,
cut,
that's why he got all them chances. I said, we give the people we love, especially the men, we give them a million chances. And we see
Mhm.
all the red signs, but we always try to look at the better in somebody, like, oh, maybe they'll change. Or we always do that. So when I found out she was Aquarius, I said, that's exactly why he was able to do all that. Not saying no other women, but I know for a
that's
fact as
very
Aquarius
Aquarius.
that we do that. We gonna give you a million chances, even if we see them red flags, like we in a circus somewhere.
But I will say this, like I said with other things, that has also worked in our favor when it could have really hurt somebody. If we cannot prove something, we are not going to accuse you of it. That is why they say, y'all think y'all know everything. Well, I do.
We do,
What?
because we look and get the details, just like she did. Everything she did, I would have did it, but I think I would have did it before that.
I would
Before
have did it sooner.
I would have did it sooner, but everything she did, I would have did that to a T. I would have did that, because when I come to you with it, you ain't about to make me feel like I'm crazy or nothing, or tell me that I'm tripping, because I seen it with my own eyes. You can't tell me that I'm crazy. So when the people tell me that too, oh, you think you know everything? I do,
I do. I do.
and
Or
they,
at least if
I
it's wrong, it's because it was given to me wrong. But trust me, what I know, I know. It's not a real question. I know, that's why I ask. That's why I don't make a move until I know for sure,
right,
as well, because I don't want to hurt nobody, because just like how she cut over and it was nothing left in her and it was not a decision, and on the way out she didn't need to check in, we don't have any questions at that point. But for the purposes of how we're going to do things, there are exactly 50 episodes in this series. We have watched them all. They are not long, but they are 50 series.
yeah, they
And
10 minutes each, 10
yeah,
minutes each.
and for the purpose of anything that somebody builds out about their life, it's really important to know the story in order, right? But the one thing I did pull out is there was a particular recap, and I believe it was episode 50 or something like that. But in that particular episode, it's almost like because she got everything off her chest, she could recap the accountability piece and explain why she did things. So that's the one that I'm going to share tonight. And Ro and I are going to go through it. And then every day at lunch, I'm going to go through the different episodes. And then Ro and I are going to go back and forth on the show discussing it as a panel. The reason why we're doing it this way is because this is a loaded topic.
It
That's
is.
number, it is so loaded. Like, y'all don't even know, y'all wouldn't even believe me. First of all, if you know me, you would be proud of me. I have actually became a part of different research groups, and I actually became a part of a TikTok panel that goes in and they drop things first. Let me tell you the reason why I became a part of this group. And it was actually nothing but God, because I just said earlier, TikTok was scaring me. Um, in this particular group, they have the names of several women that have come forward because they found them. But the women said, I need time, because they're not the ones that came forward. So now this is like bringing everything back up for them. These women have 3 and 4 moderators. That's a person in your life that pays attention so they can cut things off. Um, And when they ask a question and asking for information, they'll say, did this person want to be out yet? Have they put in, before I pull this up, because they're on live, before I pull this up, did this person already put something out? If the answer is no, they're like, I'm a woman first. No, I'll
Yeah.
wait.
They
I'll
not doing
wait.
a clickbait.
No, they are not. And they are not
That's good.
exposing people. That is
Yeah.
completely different. They are talking about things that people allow them to talk about.
Mm-hmm.
That for me was everything. So yes, I am in this particular group and I really like it. But before we get started, and y'all can go look ahead at any time. That way you can discuss it better with us. Because once you watch, you're gonna keep watching. Here's the part where the shit has spiraled, and I was just updating Ro, and I have to bring her up to speed. This is just like y'all sitting in my living room, right? The woman Reesa, who is the ex-wife of this guy, was
Legion.
she calls him Legion, is supposedly only married once. As she dug before she put him out, obviously there was an end, we can tell you that. She found another wife. So there were 2 wives plus her. Okay. Since this shit came out and this girl dropped this shit in a week, boom. That's when you do something and be ready to go viral, be ready so that if something happens, you have something behind it and some substance behind it. We'll get into that at the end.
Wait, before you do that, did y'all know what legion means? It's out of the Bible.
Oh, do tell.
Like a bunch of demons. I was like, it's because at first I was like, is that his real name?
No, she said, I call him Legion.
And that's probably why.
But let me tell you what's so funny. On the live earlier, I didn't look up what it meant, but on the live earlier, I was like, it's just demons everywhere. But I didn't know that that's what it meant.
That's the meaning. It's like a lot of demons or something. It's something like that.
Wow. Okay.
And just what he is.
Yeah. So just only today, while working, I got so much work done today. While working, the wife came up and she was interviewed. Her son, her daughter.
The one that said his stepkids that he was still
taken care of, and he's not. They hate his guts. And another woman. So there's a lot to unpack. So let me tell you, y'all thought Shirley Strawberry was some shit. No, this obviously has to be some shit. Number one, to engage me. Baby, I love this because I just need you. Okay, you'll find out. So I am going to play the pieces of the video. I chopped it into 4, and then we will talk about it and discuss it back and forth. And then on Rose channel tomorrow, we're going to pick up another one, and then I'll be here on lunch. My perspective at lunch is from the perspective of the plus size girl. The plus size girl who waited and did things right. Because that's a whole different perspective. So
I feel bad for her when she said that part.
People have been coming for her. You're not even pretty enough to have somebody like that. Why did you even think that that type of person? What?
Wait, who wasn't pretty enough?
Her. That's what I'm saying.
Oh, yeah, I'm glad I didn't see that.
It's been like mind-boggling all day. It takes a lot of you guys out of you guys when you hear something that you can relate to, right? I know that I personally have said with a particular chapter of my life is where I needed to be. There are things that I am going to tell because there are things or discuss because we don't discuss enough the things that we need to discuss. Mm-hmm. And then other people run into those same things. Now, what I can say is that in my own space, I am very transparent because I feel like that's an obligation.
And I'm not, and I don't think that I want to. I used to be just like that, but that's just us and Aquarius. But
transparent?
Yeah, me being my old age of 44 now, I can't see myself doing it. People are too judgmental, and I used to be an open book, and I would tell my friends literally everything. Just me being me, I'm telling my friends everything, just so another person, or even if it's a coworker that's younger than me, so they won't have to go through the same things I did. Don't make those same mistakes.
Right.
And at the end of the day, people just be judging you, or so it's like, what do I need to tell y'all? So I'll keep a lot of stuff. You know, I have my certain people that I can tell, but as far as me being transparent and telling everybody now, I don't do it no more.
I've thought about different ways to do it, honestly, Ro, because I'm with you. When somebody is being, we talk about people not being real on reality TV, and then we have this amazing opportunity to speak to people who have platforms, and this is real reality TV. Somebody's telling you their real life that they're going through, and then half the people you have to guess and gamble with how they're going to come at you, if they're going to go for your family, things like that. And as a result, we don't condone violence here. We don't condone bullying, insulting. We say things like stupid bitch and foo-foo head, but it's because they're being mean, and they are. It's a valid reason why we're saying it. The way that people is saying different things, I'll leave that for the end, because I'm on a high right now from her receiving such good support. It's been really amazing, and God truly had his hands on her. I will say that she's been really blessed in this process, and we'll wrap up with that. So I will start with the first one. It's a little bit of a recap about why she stayed in the relationship, why she wanted the relationship, and kind of her thought process. And then again, we'll double back to the storyline. So here we go.
Part 50. Who the fuck did I marry? So, the aftermath. There are some realizations I had to come to after the divorce and everything had passed. One, Legion never loved me. He never loved me. He doesn't love himself, so I know he didn't love me. Number two, he didn't even like me. He watched me get excited about things that he knew I was not going to get. And not even just the possession stuff. Like, of course, we know I was excited to be the woman whose husband is like, I'm taking my wife to London. I was excited to be the woman whose husband was like, yeah, I bought my wife a brand new BMW X5. You have to understand, is all the jokes that we make about the BMW. It was the time and effort that he spent in taking me to dealerships and being sure to put me in the car and test drive the car and, you know, oh, I can see you in this. I like this for you. It seems safe. It was the effort to really make me believe that he was going to get this just for him to fuck with me. The effort in taking me to all these homes, to see my face light up as a woman who grew up on welfare, to be able to walk into these 4 and 5 bedroom homes knowing that he didn't have any money to buy it. Imagine if he had just been honest and said, hey, I like in my free time to go to open houses and just see how the other people live. Imagine if he had just said that versus wasting not only my time, but the wasting the time of the realtors who did nothing wrong. There's a level of cruelty to my ex-husband that I had never experienced before. And God knows, I pray I never experience it again. That's the word that comes to mind when I think of him. He is cruel. And it wasn't just me, he did it to the ex-wife. So, do I trust? No.
So that's the first piece. What is your reaction?
I just feel sorry for her because I don't, like you said before, people were saying she's ugly or she's big or whatever like that. I honestly don't feel like that just happens to big women or even considered ugly. I think that happens to all women. Like, it don't matter what you look like. I just feel like she said in one of the clips, she felt like it was her time. Like, why can't this person really love
Wait,
me?
we'll get to that.
Oh shit. Okay, don't ask.
It's okay.
Yeah, so I just feel I feel bad for her. I just feel bad for her everything that she said. Like, what woman haven't felt like that?
It's
And
not.
you lying if you saying that you haven't. And everybody haven't had no perfect relationship. So you can really sympathize with what she's saying.
Even if you felt that way as a little girl, right? People, you had that feeling. The first thing we have is a baby doll to play with. And last night, listening to the videos and hearing so much of my life playback, but it looked different. So I'm way on the other side. When I think about what I came from, I
Mm-hmm.
still didn't want it from a man. I wanted to be able to give it to myself. That way,
Myself. Yep.
you
Yep.
know, nobody could ever take it from me. If he could do it, great, and then we could work with it. But I didn't ever want that to be what I needed. That then creates walls and barriers, right? So there's
Yep.
both sides. Neither one is great because
Mm-hmm.
I've expressed it before. It got me where I am. I could have been married a long time ago to the same person, but I could have been married a long time ago. I could have been a mom a long time ago.
Mm-hmm.
Now you're watching everything flash before your eyes, but you really did the best that you could. So when people judge women for making these decisions, I wonder, do they think about the time they made the same fucking decision when that ran through your head, what you did? And just because it wasn't visible to other people, if you can't see where there was something unhealthy in there, then you're still unhealthy. The first thing I thought was, how can I make sure if I have a, this is why I never want a daughter as well. That's another thing that comes from just what she said. Those things, that monetary thing, that um my husband could do this for me. Those things are great. I never cared about
But still
those
do it
things.
for yourself.
Yeah,
You can tell your daughter like, oh, your husband is supposed to take care of you, but you still need to teach your daughter to get out there and do it for herself, because that's where a lot of women mess up at. They get these husbands and think their husbands are supposed to take care of them, and then when their husbands get tired of them and want to get a divorce, they don't know what to do because they don't have nothing for themselves. They don't got no skills. They never worked or nothing. You need to still be able to get out and get the stuff for yourself. Like, well, we didn't get to that part yet. So everything she said,
it is
uh,
the way it runs through your head. I love the way she explains it. She talks exactly how we talk. So I think that's why I could go along with her. And it was like a movie playing in my head because,
girl, me too.
yeah, I was thinking like, so I thought, do people really think about fairy tales? You think about the part when
Us,
Cinderella,
it's that us Aquarius. That's
it,
in my mind. We all have fairy. All my friends say I live
it's
in a
a
fairy
fairy
tale
tale.
world.
But do anybody, everybody talks about the part where Cinderella puts on the shoe and then he takes her. But look at everything Cinderella went through first. There were trials and tribulations in that relationship. Look at every fairy tale. If we explain the fairy tale to our little girls the way it truly happened and to our little boys, like, look, he fought for her. Look, he did this. Look, he did that. The fairy tale should have a deeper meaning than what we have given it. We also give our daughters dolls. I've decided I don't want my daughter to have a baby doll because why do I need to teach you to be a mom so early? I don't want to teach you that. So I don't want you to have a baby doll. These type of things run through your head when a particular trauma resurfaces and you can connect. And I think that
Mhm.
is interesting because you're consistently thinking of how to fix it and how to make it right for the next generation and for hell, your next decision point or whatever. Um, Let me play part two and then we'll give a recap on that. So, like Rose just said, ladies, get it yourself, but
Mhm.
then appreciate a man who can do it for you and
Right.
humbly respect him as you should. You should be his helpmate. Never should you sit there and let that man do everything on his own. You honor him like he is supposed to honor you.
No. I trust the people who were in my life before him. If we were friends or if we were in a relationship or whatever and I knew you before him, I trust you explicitly. But if you're somebody I just met, I don't trust you. I don't. There's no point in me getting on here and saying and making it seem like, oh, I'm so strong, I'm so brave. I struggle big time. Because on one hand, I want to like someone. On the other hand, I'm immediately thinking, what if it's a repeat? And I'm going to be honest with y'all, I can't go through that again. I can't. Um, every single thing in our relationship was a lie. It took me a while to realize every single day this man lied to me. Every single day he lied to me. Every conversation he had was a lie. I will never know how much he lied to me. I'll never know. I've made my peace with it. I will never know how deep it really truly goes. I only know what I experienced, and I only know what God allowed me to see. But I'm willing to bet that there's a lot I still don't know. When people say, "Oh, you dodged a bullet," like you just, and I've read a lot of the comments on this, and people have sent me a lot of the comments. And so I need to make one thing very clear. I am fully aware I dodged a bullet. I am so grateful to my God that I did not have that man's child. I'm sorry if that offends some of you, but it's the truth. I'm grateful that we didn't buy a house and that I'm not financially tied to him in any way, shape, or form. But I am also grateful for the fact that there are things about my ex-husband that I discovered in terms of how he is when it comes to other women. And I'm grateful that God has kept me and protected me. That's all I'm gonna say.
I had said that too, but I didn't want to sound mean either, because I was like, I'm happy that she had a miscarriage, but I don't want people trying to cancel me. But I really
Well, don't say it that way. Just don't say it that way. Just because you do mean that, but you're not happy she had a miscarriage. You're happy that the pregnancy didn't go to term, which is different.
where she would have had to deal with him for
Right.
all those 18 plus years. So it was like even though I know she wanted to have a baby, that it was a blessing in disguise. Like, good that he was lying about them houses. Just think, if you wouldn't been able to put the money down, you would have been still tied to him because y'all was married. Like, everything, even though she went through that, I would say all of us women go through something for a reason. We may not know why we're going through it, but that's just gonna make her stronger. And I can understand her saying that she wants to be in love, but she can't trust nobody no more, because you do think in the back of your mind, like, okay, especially now, everybody knows you. Everybody knows you now. So now it's like, do they really like me for me, or are they trying to cloud chase now because they can do something? So everything that she's saying is true. She just gonna have to take time for herself and get some therapy, because she gonna keep thinking like that until she gets all that, until she's healed from that situation. And you never know how long that may take. That was 2 years. Well, what was that, 2000 to 2021?
21. It's not that long ago.
Yeah, like a year
Still
or so.
fresh.
And then and then the thing is, they move too fast, like a lot of us have done. Like, most people that went through COVID, most people didn't want to be by themselves. COVID literally made or broke a relationship.
Right.
Because you have to be with that person that whole time. But maybe if it wasn't COVID and she would have been able to date him more and not them live together, she would have seen, I mean, she's seen the red flags, but it wouldn't have been so hard for her to detach
She's seen
herself
question marks, not necessarily red flags yet.
Yeah, so she would have been able to detach herself from him quickly if it wasn't for them moving in so fast. You met him in January. Y'all moved in, what,
2
February?
weeks later.
Yeah. Oh, she met him in March then. In March, because COVID, we went on.
It was like the end of March or something like that, or the middle of March.
Ours was March, and I think everybody else's was around the same time. So
it was. That's why I had to fly home from Atlanta fast. I know exactly what it was.
Yeah,
it was
so like, if it wasn't for COVID, then she would have been able to see the signs. But look at her saying that she still had a good time. Like, she wouldn't have wanted to be in a house by herself. So it wasn't all so bad. It was just, he's a liar.
No. Correct.
It's just like he was a liar. Like, he still did take care of her, but
he did great things.
Yeah, he still took care of her, but it's like, are you willing to deal with those big lies for him just to take care of you,
Right.
just to pay your rent and your utilities? Like, are you willing to do that and then have a person just lie in your face every single day for
Right.
no reason? Like, he
Right.
needs to be on medication or something. Cause I just couldn't believe all the lies that he was saying. Like, I literally couldn't believe it. Like, you just with a bold face
Mhm.
and
But
still
it
lying.
goes back to what we talked about just, I think, last week when we were talking about how we're not um we're not clingy, we're not
Nope, you're
in
not.
business, we're not any of those things. And I've mentioned it several times before that I know exactly where I made my mistake in a lot of relationships, and
Mhm.
it's that point. It's not, well, why you didn't ask that question? Because I didn't see it as an issue. That wasn't my business, but it was your business. You learned that later, right? So she's on one side again of the spectrum. I'm on a totally different side. I wouldn't have seen a lot of things because I wouldn't ask. I wouldn't give a shit. And you got to think, for her, it was COVID time. So even being able to see different people, put your hands on different things that you should put your hands on, you couldn't. You were quarantined. So that was the perfect opportunity for somebody to take advantage of a situation, which is
Right.
exactly what happened. And
Mhm.
he was love bombing her. So he came in doing great things. Out of this,
Right.
he didn't take nothing from her.
He
She
didn't.
didn't lose anything. That's why it's mind boggling as shit. Like, what was the lies for? When I look at it, and she opened up saying, do I trust? No, I don't. I trust everybody that I knew before this person. I can remember being that person and saying, if you are not, bro, I said that probably to a couple years ago, to be quite honest, after my identity was stolen. I went back to, that's our safe space. Let me go back to what I know, what I trust, what has proven to be right, so I can be safe. I need to be safe. Being safe is really important to an Aquarius. We have, and that's financial, physically, spiritually, mentally. We
Yep.
do not like to be in a space that is supposed to be complete comfort, and there is any discomfort. We don't
Yeah.
go to places we're not welcome. We don't, it's not comfortable for us. So I understand what she is saying, but what I need her to also understand, and I think that she will get it. I actually sent her a beautiful message and asked her if I could send her the book, The Four Agreements. I've told you guys before, that book has changed my life. She's still asking why. She's not going to. She's an Aquarius. She needs to understand you're never going to know that answer. You're
Yeah.
expecting a
And that
pathological liar.
girl, I hate that
And that
I
just
be like
leaves
that all
us.
the time. Like, it just
It's
was in
hard.
my mind. Like, why? Just tell me why.
Even if they
And
tell you because I hate your guts and I wanted to, we're like, okay, cool. We just want you to tell
yeah,
us
that's gonna
why.
always just why. Just tell me why. Just tell me why.
But
I don't know
sometimes the
why.
answer, because we do things intentionally. We do things with a lot of thought. That's why it's not really common for us to screw you over as a female, because the emotional drainage that it has on us, it's not worth it. If we do something to you, it's, I don't give a fuck and I did it on purpose. We're not throwing rocks and hiding our hands because it
Mm-mm.
takes too much time to hide my hands. I'm not doing it. We just don't have it in us.
No.
And so for her, I suggested she read the book, The Four Agreements, because my favorite one, and Dee Dee turned me onto this book years ago, I think when I turned 30. It's not all about you. And what that means is she is
Mm-hmm.
wondering why her husband would do her the way he did.
Mm-hmm.
She has to run her brain back to say, my husband only knows how to operate like this, because like she said, he didn't just treat me like this.
He treated everybody.
He's estranged from his family, his own fucking twin. He is estranged from everyone for being a pathological liar. And she knows this, and it's still not registering to her. At this point, you heard her say his wife. She only knows that he has one at this point. All of this stuff that has come out right now in the last couple of days, I'm sure it's been a lot for her. But what I appreciate about each and every one of these women, is that they have acted like women, all of them.
Right.
Every last one. When she called the ex-wife, it was, oh, if you calling me, it must be bad. And we'll get into that one into more detail, because I want to play those ones because they are so impactful. They are exactly how we talk about we are. It's not a fairy tale. There are more good people out there than bad. It really is.
It
The
is.
bad just gets the floor. But right now, the good has the floor. Cat Williams, this is happening. A lot of people, it keeps coming, and I think it's to give us hope. I really do. Last thing about that particular one, as soon as she is ready, she will admit to herself that she doesn't trust herself right now because she has to learn to be a new her. And that is a
Yep.
very hard thing. When you are a giver, when you are a lover, when you feel like what she's about to say next, you have to deprogram yourself. So you're taking away from yourself. And that's hard because you do it without, like, how do you say it? You do it without, it's just who you are. You just do
Yeah.
it. It's no, I'm doing this so I can get that, or I'm doing this so people can see it, or it's who you are. And now she's realizing I can't be that person. I have to be this other person. She also gave him the blueprint. We'll get into that later too, because we've talked about giving anybody the blueprint to your heart. They're going to play all the right plays, and it's sad. So here is the third one, another almost 3 minute, and then a minute one, and then we're good. Oh, actually, let me give y'all a little break in between, because for anybody that's saying, oh, it's exaggerated, she not probably telling the truth, everybody has come up and said, I don't like how you talking to the ex-wife, the ex-wife, a wife they didn't even know he had, a girlfriend, the son that he said he was taking care of, the daughter, baby, and they've never met her. Never. And she didn't even know that they existed. And they're all coming out to say she is not lying. She is telling the exact truth. And they're even pointing out things in her story like, oh, I did that. Oh, I bought him that. Shit is crazy. So I want you to hear one of the people that a little piece of it, of this telling. It's chill.
Y'all, I'm only on here because I'm here to collaborate Reesa Teesa's story. I too survived Legion, aka Jerome McCoy, aka Rome McCoy, aka out of Augusta, aka Pathological Liar, aka I'm from Philly, aka I had to call the police to get this man out of my apartment in Clayton County. And by the grace of God, the situation went the way that it went because the police had to put a restraining order on him not to come back to my home, my property. I mean, it wasn't a restraining order. It was like a trespassing order. I'm sorry. I want to get it right. That he agreed to. And the police had to come to my home at like 11, 12 o'clock that night when I was putting this stuff out. And again that morning because I had to figure out a way to get his pathological, weird, narcissistic behind out of my home. And I'm not laughing at Reese. I'm totally not. I'm not even laughing at the situation. I'm laughing because I know what kind of trauma came behind that short period of time relationship. He lied to my family, told my family he played for the Cowboys.
Oh my God. I wonder how long she was with him.
I think she said 2 years. Yeah, I think she said 2. And everybody has had to put him out, and he is aware of the law. So he is insistent on, you can't tell me I gotta leave. So stick a pin right there. Ladies and gentlemen, before you move someone into your home, understand what you are doing. After 30 days, they are residents of that home as well. And you cannot put them out. You have to actually evict them as if you are a owner, even if you are renting. So be careful with all this moving in and shacking up, because it's damn near tighter than a marriage when it comes to things like that. And the worst thing is for somebody to be in your space and you want them out. Did that ninja say he played for the the Cowboys. Now he's 6'4" and about the size of a between 2 and 3X when he's with these ladies. He is that size. Um
But now, see, with that one, you can Google that if he ever played for the Dallas Cowboys.
oh,
But
I'm
like
pretty sure he did.
the
You think
other one, the other one, it was no way to find out if he really was or not.
right,
The arena football.
right. Y'all, you wait till we get to that part where we talk about all the different things that he said he did, and California was included. Okay,
Was.
just lying like she was just dumb, and she works in law enforcement, y'all.
That's why I didn't understand.
I
Like
was so floored.
I was like, it seemed like that would have been the first thing you do was check somebody, do a background check on them. Like
She
literally.
did. She did the background check, but
No,
remember,
she even met, like before she even agreed to meet him at Cheesecake Factory.
oh, I don't know if she did it then, but I know she did the background check way far in the beginning. But she was saying, with the socials, she did.
Yeah, I'm talking about before she even went to the Cheesecake Factory. Like, not even waste your time. Like, just look up the name. And if I wouldn't have been able to find nothing on no name or nothing, no, that's a red flag right there. Why I can't find nothing on you?
True. I agree. Okay, let's listen to the next piece. Yeah, it's crazy the way the brain works, but she's explaining this shit so well. Here we go.
So, when I started out making this series, and I made the decision to tell my story, my motive was I just want to help one person. If there is a woman out there who's like, God, I want to be married, and I met this guy, and something don't seem right, but maybe it's not that bad. My advice is, honey, just go ahead and do your research, because I can honestly tell you, being single sucks. Okay, in my opinion, sometimes it sucks, but being married to the wrong person is a type of hell no one should have to go through. You should not have to be married to someone that does not like you. You should not have to be married to someone that doesn't even love you. And I know what that is like. I know what it's like to be told, hey, babe, I love you. And yet, I swear, I think that man sat back in the recliner with his WWE Championship Roman Reigns belt and laughed his ass off at me every day. Like, damn, she really believed it. Ha, 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 ha. I do. I really do think that. My radar was broken because I am an intelligent woman, and I know that I know better. And I still sometimes ask myself, how the fuck did you let this happen? How did you let this be your story? All because at the time I wanted it to be my turn. And I hoped it was my turn. And when people say, well, what do you mean by that? I just meant, we all see it, whether it's social media or real life, we all see where the woman she done been through some stuff, but she finally met someone who appreciates, loves, and respects her. And it is a beautiful thing. I had hoped that when I met him, it was my turn for that. And instead of being obedient, I wanted to be right, and I wanted to do what I wanted to do. And the cost of that decision was heavy. The toll of reliving this whole scenario was heavy. It was. I'm almost surprised at how hard it was to actually finish this.
And that's what I said. I felt that part. I felt like, girl, I almost felt like crying for her. Like, that shit is so fucked up to me. I hate that men do that to women. Like, why do y'all waste somebody's time and you have somebody in their feelings and you know that you don't love them? Like, what kind of sick game is that? And I know I wasn't raised like that, But I be praying, like really hoping that karma come back on their ass. Like I don't even give a fuck. Like you should not play with nobody's heart like that, especially that somebody that really loves you and you know without a shadow of a doubt that you don't want to be with that person or you don't love them. Like why play with somebody like that? That shit is so fucked up. Like I feel like they should go to jail for that.
Or you do love them, but you, number one, don't know how to properly love. You're so insecure with yourself that you're trying to buy them. Um,
But he ain't even trying to buy you. Yeah, he did. Now I will say he probably did more than a lot of men would do because a lot of men ain't paying no rent and utilities and all that, and then you keep your check. It's very far and few. But she did say her rent was less than $1,000, but still they not doing that. But why the other lying part and stuff like? Why lie to her and tell her you get in her house? Why lie to her and tell her that you get in the car? Why lie and tell her you got a certain kind of
well, he
job?
did get her a car. He just didn't get her that car.
Yeah, because he got her that other one. And
Trying
she,
to impress her.
yeah, it just don't make sense to me. Like, what do you have? Like, nigga, you need to go to therapy. Because what the fuck are you lying for? Like, that would make me so mad. I would probably be ready to fight him. I would be so mad about that stuff. Like, why are you playing with me? You literally playing in my face every single day.
Right. I think that is what hurt her the most. That's why she's like, what you was doing was enough. So why, what was the purpose of the lies? Are those things I wanted? It's like he wanted to give her everything she wanted overnight. The trip, the house.
And he
A-
actually had the money to do some of it. Like she
yeah,
said, he had 50,000 in this account. That's enough for y'all to go to London.
you could do that. It was some other things blocking the see there. The problem is
He was
additional.
lying. Yeah, he wouldn't have been able to
No, the
get the pass.
problem is he had to, well, he didn't have to lie. The lies are for reasons. The lies are for reasons, but you could have told the truth and just not told a lie because you volunteered.
Right.
It's not like she said, will you take me to London? And then he said, it was no pressure. You did that out of the blue and
Oh,
said, I
right.
got you a trip to London, knowing that you couldn't leave the country. Like stuff like that. Like it's like he was love bombing her. He wanted to do everything she wanted right then, not realizing what you were doing was already enough. I just don't think he thinks he's enough. I think there is something wrong with him because what
That's
young
why I need
person,
to see him. I didn't want to see him yet or nothing. I needed to have this in my mind. How this listening to this is how I used to be when I used to be reading my Jerome Dickey books and all that stuff. Like in my mind, I would just be having it play out like it was
mhm.
a movie or something. So I don't even want to see the pictures of the man or nothing until I'm finished.
Yeah, I looked when I was done.
Yeah, until I'm finished. Because I want to see what he looked like. People on there saying he a Nigerian because that's the kind of stuff.
He's not.
You know, people just be going off in the
Yes.
comments like he got to be Nigerian because this is the kind of stuff they do.
Well, I
Like,
mean, Portia's husband just revalidated that, but that's another story.
right, right. But I just feel bad for her because like you said, she didn't tell you to do none of this stuff for her. You were saying that you wanted to do it. So why are you lying? That's why I was like, I can't wait to see where I know he really worked, but did she find out what he really did and everything? Because he must have still made a good decent amount of money if he had all that in his savings, or was other women giving him money to where he was able to save his money like that. Just think what the pastor and wife said. But look, we'll talk about that at a later time. Like if the pastor or wife is telling you, if y'all would have came to us first.
The other thing I love is that she acknowledges that I felt convicted several times
Yep.
for bringing a man into my house to live there. I knew better.
And I
I knew.
always said that I wasn't gonna have a girl. Oh
Mhm.
Lord.
I felt convicted. I felt these things. So then it becomes when you get to a point where you feel convicted, where, like I told you guys, the weight on your shoulders, the pressure on your shoulders. Um, like she said, I cared more about being right than doing the right thing. And she's
Mm-hmm.
being very telling exactly what was happening in her head. Like, no, I'm tired. It's my turn. It's my turn. And I, when she said that, my stomach dropped. I was like,
Roll mine too.
I was like, it is so many women that think
That
that.
feel like that. And it's like, why not? Why can't it be? Why can't it be my turn? Like she said, you see all these women. That's why and that goes back to last week when I did on Valentine's Day. Quit thinking social media and all that shit is true. Y'all see all these people, like I said for Valentine's Day, all these people on there showing all these gifts and all this stuff that they got, flowers and all this stuff. It happened either they bought it for themselves. Half of these people, if they marry, they hate each other. Or are they in a relationship and they just doing it for clout? Like, quit letting social media make you feel like you missing out
A
on
lot
something.
of those YouTubers, they're not in real relationships. A bunch of them was getting. So when people are jealous of you, that's why you need to keep your shit clean, or make it that whatever somebody could dig up about you, you won't give a damn. Because on social media for quite some time in the mukbang community, families was getting the most views. Their channels was growing fast because people love to see love. So people
They
was
do.
coming together. Oh, let's do this. Then, you know, you can't keep that up for too long. You want to date, right? People was actually broken up. People wasn't together. People was living in totally different households, but still doing stuff. And then the mukbang community would find out, and people started outing people. Anytime it's jealousy, they out people. Just like with her, they trying to pull people out and all of this. You pull people out and it worked in her favor. You pull
Yep.
people out and it worked in their favor. See, when you have a good record behind you, it's nothing that God won't. God will vindicate you. I am a testament to that. That is why you move a certain way and do things a certain way. And even if you make mistakes and you're not the best Christian, even if you doing it knowing I'm doing this and I know it's wrong, but I still want to do it, God help me. God takes care of fools and babies. At that moment, you are a fool.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. He's going to take care of you because it's not leaving your mind. I really want to do better. I do want to do better. And even in doing wrong, you can still be doing things to try to make it better and be like, this is still what I want, but let me get it to where it's supposed to be the right way. I don't know why so many people can't see it, but you can't make me believe you don't see these things. Y'all need to put on your spiritual eyes, and all you really need to do is stop trying to find an excuse for the things that you're doing.
But
You really do.
like she said, sometimes you just look over because you want to be in love so bad. But it's like you gotta, like she said, she wants to be in love. She don't like being single, and you have to be okay with yourself being single for a little bit, just to figure out yourself, so you won't make those mistakes. Because a lot of us have made those mistakes. Oh, I want to be in a relationship, and we have looked over red flags that was right in front of our face, probably sitting on the top of our face, and we just took it off and threw it on the floor.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like you have to be okay with being by yourself for a little bit. You can still go out and date, but that don't mean you have to be with somebody. Like, learn how to be by yourself for a little while until it's time for you to be in a relationship. It's nothing wrong with that, because I feel like that about people that go from relationship to relationship. Like, they don't even give themselves time
Right.
to heal. They just get out of one relationship and be on to the next relationship. You still bringing that baggage from the other relationship. So even right now, how she's saying that right now, she's saying that she don't trust nobody, but it wouldn't even be a good time for her to be in a relationship because she's still not healed.
Well, before this guy, it was 2 years with the gap was two
No, no,
years
no.
with.
I'm saying after this man. After
Oh,
this
yeah.
man,
She needs
it was
therapy in the whole 9 yards.
yeah. She needs to literally heal from this before she gets with someone else. And then it's like, you have women's intuition. You said you was
And it
back.
was eating her up. So y'all, that's when we talk about red flags, they look a little bit different. Her red flags was women's intuition. Her red flags wasn't anything that I would probably see. It wouldn't, because you don't. He had something for everything. So you wouldn't see it. You would automatically go to your brain and be thinking like the woman who never had anybody take care of him, so it's scaring you. He's loving, he's talking too perfect, everything is going too right, you getting scared. Oh, that don't feel right. Oh, it's just because it's new. She's talking herself through these things. But again, it could go either way a lot of these things. So when we say red flags, it wasn't real red flags. It was a red flag, I think, but only if I can prove that it should be something. But the woman's intuition was eating her alive, but she thinking that's God because she's shacking up. Um, and to check her own mental, she even started doing an audio diary to keep track of how she was feeling, different things. That's a woman trying to make sure she's not crazy.
Yep.
To make sure she's not being hard, to make sure she remembers certain details. She was doing one almost every day of just something that didn't feel right. It's an interesting ride. So let me play the last minutes and then we will wrap it up.
Not because I couldn't remember stuff. I probably remember way more details than what I actually put out. But it's just the fact that it's like I'm reminding myself, how did you let this happen? So, therapy is real. Therapy helps. 𝒀𝒏𝒆𝒅 helps too. And yes, I will one day get to London. I will get my dark blue BMW X5 with a cognac interior. I believe I will get those things. Just got to get them a different route. So, thank you all for being on the playlist of Who the Fuck Did I Marry? I promise I will go live and I will let you all know when I go live so that we can have a wine night full of question and answers. Thank you for watching.
So she is going to make it to London because earlier today, she was on a famous YouTuber's or TikToker's channel on the live, and he was raising money while doing the live to send her to London. That was her gift. While on the live, one of the other TikTokers said, "No, I want to pay for her plane ride." And then another TikToker said, "Oh, I'm going to get her hotel." And so by the time they were done, the last check that was done, it's $8,000, and that's her spending money for when she goes to London. And the reason why people contributed so much, because it was like, "Oh, well, why do you want to go?" "Oh, I studied it in school. I love history." Super smart, had all the stuff she wanted to see, and they want her to be able to really go and enjoy herself. So when I tell you, if you do things as best you can, you don't have to be perfect. Yes, she was shacking up and screwing 2 weeks after she met somebody. However, being a sinner don't make you a demon.
Nope.
But it's I truly believe it's how we try, what we trying our best and stuff like that. And look at what happened.
Right.
She has over 85 million views on her TikTok channel. She has gone viral. Book deals, all kind of things are already coming her way. She literally dropped them last week. But guess what? She's also in line spiritually. She has a talent. She has something to do so that when she went viral, she positioned herself for her opportunity. So
Right.
she did it when she was ready, right? She didn't know it was going to go viral, but she did have a pretty nice pace on her channel before then. But that's something she wanted to do. As a result of her doing it, she didn't expose anybody else.
Oh, didn't.
Even other people that when she called to check and before she put him out, it's certain people from his space that helped her. She never dropped a name at all. That too reminded me so much of us. If I tell Rose something and Rose got to go approach somebody, if it includes what I told her, she's gonna leave that part out. Point blank, period. It's not even going to slip out because it's not. But she did that. But all of those same people that she kept saying, I promised I wouldn't tell. When they saw that it was enough people to say something about her, she lying, she exaggerating, it's her fault. All those people came out of the woodworks for her immediately and told more of what that man did. If God had his hands on you, he got his hands on you. So people that's
Right.
doing people wrong, that man living in his car right now.
As he should.
Family don't want to take you in. Nobody want to deal with you. And now your name is all over Atlanta.
But
What are
do
you
they know his
doing?
real name now? Because that's why I said I wish they would.
Yeah, Jerome. That was the tag. It was in the
But I didn't know if that was his real name or if that was
mhm.
the name, the alias he was giving her, that person at that time.
No, that's his real name. They've already found his Facebook profile and everything. That's how they got to the other women because he still has some of them as friends.
It'll be some dummy that'll still take them in.
Well,
Believe that.
and I don't want anybody to be homeless because, well, up until I heard the live today with the ex-wife, I watched all of the shows because I kept wondering, is he going to put his hands on her? Is he going to hurt her? Is he going to take out? That's the kind of anticipation that I had watching it. She literally walked away, not, she lost time and she lost a broken heart. Not money, not credit, not put his hands on her, not physically took advantage of her with SA, not talk to her BITCH, that type of thing. Nothing like that. But then the wife came on today and the children have been abused by him. The son got a record behind it because he jumped up into mom's face and the son went over there, and that's now preventing him from getting a job. And hopefully through this, somebody can reach out to him and help him clear that up. But the girl, the daughter, who's probably 21 by now, said that he's choked her out before. She was on a live and people was in the, like, on the panel, not paying attention to her being on the panel, but the host kept saying, that's her, that's the daughter, she's on the panel. But you know, people want to have clout and be going off, and that host shut her down. Like, I don't know what you can't hear, but that's her. The girl asked her a question. She was like, I never heard about him being violent, so blah, blah, still not listening. The girl went completely off. I don't know what you don't understand about domestic violence. I said he choked me out, blah, blah, blah. I had to click off. So he has put his hands on people. So I was thinking, you just need help. So is pathological liar a mental condition?
Yeah.
Okay. I was thinking he just needed help, but
He does need help.
he was putting his hands on kids and a woman.
He still need help. Like, he's still a person that lies like that.
Mm-hmm. Oh no. Well, I'm glad she's out of his space. I hope true love finds her, and I hope that
I
she is
do
ready
too.
to receive
I
it.
do too.
I do. She is very close with her, with the family that she does have. She is an only child. There's so many things that play into why you make the decisions that you make.
Mm-hmm.
Coming from poverty, only child, only your mom. Your mom is in a different state. You want your own family, but you steady trying to do it right, do it right, do it right. And the more you're trying to do right, that clock don't stop going.
Nope.
It doesn't. And after you hit 35, it seems like before you know it, you 65. That's a lot of pressure on somebody, all because you're trying to do it the right way. And you
Right.
steady thinking, fuck it, I might as well just go out there and do what everybody else doing. They're happy.
Mm-hmm.
There are a lot of people that
But you
are
really
happy.
don't. But you think that they happy. That's what they're portraying
But even
online.
the ones that are, let's just say, even the ones that's like, I had this baby because I wanted to. I can take care of it myself. This is what I wanted. In the bigger scheme of things, it's selfish, but you still got something you wanted. To not
Yeah, that's
have
true.
anything, that's hard. So I get it. That's why I said my perspective will be a little bit different, because every time the clock goes, you feel like it's a lot of pressure. It is a lot of pressure. And then to have time stolen from you, that's the
Right.
worst thing. I
Right.
would probably almost wish you stole my money.
Yeah, because that's time is something you can never get back. That's something you can never ever get back.
No, and it's not over when that person leaves. Then you got to heal. Then you got to rebuild with somebody else. It's when you don't jump to jump to jump, it's not overnight. That takes a lot away from you. The worst thing a pastor told me is the worst thing a man can steal from a woman is time. And I was like,
Girl Fabulous said that too on his song.
really?
Yeah. Yes, he did.
Wrong with you? So you're trying to say the pastor listened to Fabulous or Fabulous? I don't know. Oh my gosh. Anywho, tomorrow I will be live and starting with episode 1. We will discuss it on lunch. I think I'm going to do 1 through 3. I think I'm going to do them in threes. 1 through 3. If there are any, I marked the ones that can be skipped because it explains in further detail something that I've marked those ones. So I will say, oh, that's how I could do it. 1. Yeah, we'll do 3. We'll do 3 tomorrow for lunch. So that's how it will go. And it will definitely only be 3 because I go into the office tomorrow and it will be from my car. Okay? Just so we're clear. So on the way out, don't forget to subscribe and share this video. Where can we find you tomorrow, Rose?
Tomorrow you can find me on Talk to Rose at 8 o'clock.
8:00?
Yep.
Okay, so everybody have a good night. Make sure you go over there and start watching some of the videos. That way you could actually be in the comments and have something to say and you could go along with us.
Yeah, we talking about all, so you will actually know what we're talking about.
Right, because right now we know the whole story. Plus we get more, and I'm telling you, this is worse than the Shirley and Nesto.
Yeah, it really is.
It's flying off the shelves, and other people are coming forward, so it's all facts and validated. It's his, oh Lord. Y'all be out here saying women be like, you just exaggerate. If you only knew that we are telling you in exact detail, because we remember. You can remember when something like that happens, it is traumatic. You can remember what you had on. Yep. Here's the best part. You can remember the exact question you asked, exactly how you ask it, because the anxiety that comes before that question, or either the anger because you need to get that question out and you prepared for a lie or you prepared for some bullshit. It's the reason why we remember. It's because it's significant. So trying to tell us we don't, or somebody's lying, it's certain things you could tell when somebody is not lying. They could tell you what they had on, but I'm just saying. So it's going to be a good ride, though. I'm telling you, it's good. So that is it from us tonight. Everybody like on the way out. Good night.
Good night.